Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to talk about another very important topic related to reactive forms, where we will see how to remove the existing control from the form array. If you remember, in our last session, we talked about the process to insert the control to the existing form array, right? So this session is in the continuation of the same, but here we will be mainly focusing on removing the item from the existing form array. Okay, so by the end of this session you will be able to understand what is the procedure to remove the form array from item from the form array, and also we will discuss some comparative theoretical things that will answer all your questions. But before we proceed further with this session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released session first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow it sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use a reactive form to remove the item from the form array. Okay. Alright, and for the detailed content you can refer the Sharmit digital course book, which is freely available in the description box. There you will find more than 3000 plus resources, which is available in both Hindi as well as English language. So without any language barrier you can consume the content. Alright, so let's get started. Here you can see currently I'm in app.component.html file, where I have mentioned two headings. One is for Angular course by Sharmit and another one is for reactive form and Angular to remove the item. Okay, now to see this, or to practically perform this, firstly we will try to understand the requirement, and then as per the requirement we will define the prerequisites. Okay, the requirement is very simple. Like, we have to create one form, a simple form, where we will provide one button for the user to add the new skill. But at the same time, when user click on add new skill, we also want to provide a option for the user, or maybe button for the user, through which he or she can directly remove the value, or you can say directly remove the existing form item. Okay, so this is exactly what I want to do when I want to create this demo. So I think now requirement is clear, so we can simply go to app.component.ts file, and here in this ts file we will define the required thing, like reactive form module. So firstly we will write here reactive form module, then we can mention here ng form, because this is something that I need, and then next we will mention here JSON pipe. So you can write here JSON pipe. Perfect. Now next what we will do, we will simply expand this app component class, and inside this class we will define all the groups and all, right? So firstly we know that we need to define user form as a keyword or as a word, maybe like this. It's a variable, right? So user form. Okay, and then we can start the constructor. In constructor we will mention here private, then fb, then form builder. Okay, then curly braces, then we will write here this dot user form equal this dot fb dot group. Okay, then opening closing curly braces, then inside a like opening closing parenthesis, then curly braces, and then we will define here this dot user form equal this dot fb dot group. Okay, I think this thing, no, here we need to mention the field now, because we have already covered this thing. So skills colon this dot fb dot array parenthesis square bracket and then semicolon. Clear? So this thing is ready. Now after this what we will do, we will simply use getter for easy access. So this is nothing but a method that will help us to get the values easily. So for easy access, I'll just put the comment here. I will use this get skills. Okay, opening closing parenthesis, curly braces, then we will write here return this dot user form get skills. Okay, and then you can mention here as form array. Perfect. So this line will help us to get easy access. Okay, early access. Now next what we will do, we will add two method here. One is for adding the skill and one is for removing the skill. So add new skill, this is the comment. Here we will define add skill, parenthesis open close, curly braces, this dot skills dot push. Then we will write here this dot fb dot control, and here maybe you can write something like this, new control. This is just an example, so I just put this this text. Then we can mention a method for the remove skill. So remove skill by index. Okay, so this method is slightly different because here like you need to pass one parameter also. So I will write here like this, skill, then index number. Okay, then curly braces, then we will mention here this dot skills dot remove at index. Perfect. So this thing is almost ready. So control file modification is done. Now it's quickly we will do the modification in HTML file. So for that I will go here, define the form, and here in form I will mention form group. Then we will mention here it should be in a square bracket. Okay, then we will define here user form. Then we will define one div here, div, and then here star ng for equal. Here I'll write let skill of skills, let skill of skills dot controls semicolon. Then we will write here let I equal index. Okay, and after that we will define one input field, but before that I think we missed one main div, so no worries, we will add it here. So I'll write like this div, and here I will mention form group, form array name. Okay, because this is related to form array, so we will write form array name skills, and inside this we will put this div. Okay, so let me cut it from here. Perfect. So this thing is ready. Now here after let I equal index we will define the input field. So I'll just write here input, where I will mention form control name. So firstly write like this, form control name, then we can put a square brackets around it, and then we will define the I. Then here we will mention placeholder, enter skill. Okay, and then after this input we will add one button. Then we will mention here remove skill. So at the same time we want to show this button so that user can remove the skill, and here I will mention the type as button, and we will bind it with a click method remove skill. and it needs a parameter, so we will pass I as a index. So whatever index will be for this input field will be added here. Okay, so it will provide that button. Now after the div you can create a button, then we will write here add a skill, then we will mention here type as button, and this time we will bind a click, not class, it should be click add a skill. Perfect. Method open close. Alright, so this thing is ready. Now you can run the application. So ng serve -- open, enter. Just wait for a few seconds and then it will show you the output in the browser. So we have got one main heading, that is Angular course by Sharmit, reactive form in Angular, remove item from FormArray, one horizontal row, one button for add skill and another horizontal row. The moment when I click on this add skill, it will add this new control. One more thing, it's better to add so that we can see the output also. Okay, so for that I'll put a pre-formatted thing here, pre tag. Here I will write user form dot value pipe JSON, so it will help us to see the output. Okay, so when I click on add skill, you can see new control added, another add skill, another new control added. At the same time it is also providing one button to remove the skills, right? So if I click here on remove skill, it will simply remove it from the array. Okay, so this is how actually it works. So we have both options. We can add the skill as many as time we want to add, and we can also remove the skill. Clear? So yeah, this is how like it will work when you want to add or remove the skill with the help of FormArray or from FormArray. So in the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching TechSharmit.